morning. Yes, yes. So I am back with another good one. I am back with another good one. That's right. I appreciate that you are here with me. I appreciate that you are here with me, that you are paying attention, and that you are listening to one of the most dopest channels on YouTube that can help us unravel the darkness, unravel poverty, unravel these certain things that's being afflicted upon our life. Let me tell you something. Majority of these things that's being afflicted upon our life and placed upon our life, sometimes is by our own hands, or sometimes it's placed upon by other people's hands. And it could be multiple people that's contributing to the destruction and demise of people. Like, for example, loss of food, shortage of education, shortage of technology, shortage of just having vibe and understanding and defining your square and circle, to find out who you are. People can contribute to that, so you won't elevate yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's right. And I want people to know, and I want my viewers to know, and I want everybody around the world to know and understand that from the spiritual realm, and coming from the spiritual realm, I got our back. I got able descendants back. I got able descendants back. And able descendants are all around the world, all through the earth. Able descendants. This is an actually true fact. So what is this topic is talking about? This topic is talking about the families that is afflicted with pain and suffering, right? Are one of the most worst conditions that a family can go through. That is what? It's poverty. And sometimes poverty, right, can be, like I said, it could be the hands of us that place these things there because of the decisions that we make, or it can be society and those that can contribute to the destruction and the demise of poverty inside our neighborhood. This is an actual fact. And then we have to understand what is really going on. What is really going on amongst us? Who is going to bring the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding? Who is going to look at this from a spiritual point of view? Don't look at it as to take this time out to run content on somebody, to run content, right? And to look at it as a way of bashing those that can't figure out. Everybody can't figure it out. Everybody don't have the knowledge, wisdom, or understanding to go to the next level in life. Everybody don't have that. Even though we supposed to have that, but everybody don't. And this is why the Alpha Omega, the creating everything existing, choose specific people to do this task. To do this task. And this task may be to sacrifice them lives, their lives, in order the betterment of the future. This is an actual true fact. And this is one of the most and dopest channel I right here. I got New York back. I got New York back. This is an actually true fact. Because, like I said, somebody got to come with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to figure this out. To figure this out. And who can figure this out is those that are blessed with the insight of seeing this thing, because the Almighty, the Supreme Being, has blessed them with this intelligence and knowledge to do what? To uplift us and get us to the next existence in life. And what is the next existence? Stop being left behind. Stop being dumb, deaf, and blind. Stop being left behind. You are able descendants. You are able descendants. You got to define your square. And how you understand this is in your very DNA, is in your mind, body, and soul that is blessed with what? Amazing talents and gifts that can get us to the next life today, tomorrow, in the future. And you are the future. You are the future. How can we plan for this? How can a person plan for this? How can we plan for poverty? How can we plan for discourse and suffering? How a person is to prepare for that if they don't have no signs of what? Of traumas and depression and hardship and everything that is ease and as comfort. How can we prepare for that? Whether it be by our hands, whether it be by mankind hands, or whether it be by the Alpha Omega. What is the difference between the Alpha Omega testing mankind with loss of food, loss of hunger, loss of life, loss of having motion and movement? You understand what I'm saying? So these things are really, really important. What is the difference? What is the difference? Do we keep afflicting a certain amount of civilization with pain and suffering and heartaches? What is the difference? Who can tell? All of us cannot tell. All of us cannot tell. Because when the Alpha Omega, the creator and everything existing, afflict or test somebody with these certain things, is the benefit of mankind for bringing us for what? Bringing us to strength. And so token, somewhere down the line, he want a civilization to become strong because there may be things in the future that we need to strengthen us. This is an actual true fact. You understand? So I need for us to understand this from a spiritual realm, from a spiritual realm, from a spiritual realm. This is an actually true fact. You know how he does that? You know how he does it? After you individually or a group or a civilization, after you complete the task, he will reward you. He will reward a couple of you with benefits. And what are the benefits? Among you may rise up a person that have technology. Among you, it may be a person that rise up that could be a mathematician. Among you, it may be a person that have chemistry vibes. Among you, it may be a person that have what? That could be a surgeon, a brain surgeon, a heart surgeon, a lung surgeon, and all of these surgeons. Do you understand that? Among you. What gives you endless blessings of gifts and benefits of your civilization, or just for you, or to do what? Or to push to your future and your family. This is an actually true fact, and I need for you to understand that. Iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. Iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. So who is what? Who is sharpening me? Who is stepping up to the plate to sharpen my thoughts, to sharpen my understanding, to sharpen what? My square, to sharpen my what? My circle. So I can help do what? So I can help to define my inner self, my inner thoughts, my inner being. So I can transcend and master thyself. Who's doing this? You look around, nobody's there. Physically, nobody's there. And you know what? That is a shame. That is a shame that is upon our civilizations. Able descendants. That's right, the indigenous descendants of this earth and of America. It is a shame that we cannot shop at each other. That we are looking at each other as ops, as the enemy. This is an actual true fact. And you have to understand who placed these certain things there so that we don't sharpen each other. Like iron and steel. You understand? And these same elements, iron and steel, is not from this planet. It's from up above. It's from up above. It was brought down for the benefit of mankind. This is an actual true fact, and I don't want to get into the story. Thank you so much. T Monkey 85. I think that jacket looks dope. That is some sick drip. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I'm going to share with you some things that's going on in New York City. Some things that's going on in New York City. Let me tell you something. When people are afflicted with pain and suffering and with poverty, in this very test, how you want to call it, if you want to call it a test or you want to call it a trial, people are using this to get paid. Certain people are being afflicted by pain and suffering and by poverty, right? And they know and understand the algorithm, what's going on. See, at this time, when a person is afflicted with pain and suffering and poverty, at this very moment, you take the time out to do what? To bring about justice and balance in the land. Justice and balance in the land. Being that nobody's not doing justice and balance, people are taking. They are taken for the opportunity of people having motion and movement and being leveled up. Like I said, either poverty is procreated by mankind, right? And pain and suffering, or the Alpha Omega tests you individually or collectively, or the whole entire mankind. Do you understand that? And people take that. They take that and get rich. Do you understand that? And I tell you, mankind take that time out. Where that it's supposed to be justice and balance upon the whole world, upon the whole entire world. They keep certain people oppressed and depressed. They're using poverty and everything else. You understand that? Where this was supposed to be a time, a test to uplift yourself and strengthen you. They taking this time out to murder, death, kill a particular group, a particular civilization, a particular area. Let's get into some information about what's going on in New York City, right? And the things that's going on in New York City is not a pretty sight. The people are suffering. And it's not just in New York City, it's all around the world. All through America, people are suffering with hunger, with job loss, and everything else. The extent of economic... Hold on one second, y'all. Throw my glasses on. Hold on. Sitting there in my glasses. Yeah, I need to share this, guys, with you. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? Steel sharpens steel. This is an actually true fact. This is why when you get this information, share and like it. Share and like and get this information out, which is really, really important for us. We just don't talk about problems. We talk about solution here on this channel. It coming from a spiritual realm. I got our back. I got New York back. And I got the Bronx back. The extent of economics derived in New York has been revealed in a startling new report, which said that more than 40% of New Yorkers, the people in the city, families, can't afford their weekly food costs, also rent. The report also showed that 1 in 3 adults in New York City doesn't have enough money to purchase food. Robin Hood, Columbia University released the Poverty Tracking Report, which surveys approximately 3,000 households across various cities. The 5 boroughs in the city income level is very low. No working family should go hungry in New York City when nearly 90% of the families struggle to afford food. Have a working adult in the household. We are not just facing a hunger crisis. We are facing a crisis of dignity. Dignity. Where's the dignity at? There's no more dignity. The dignity lies in individuals that's causing pain and suffering upon the individual. That's where the dignity lies. It lies in money. To misuse, misinform, misguide those that don't have the knowledge, wisdom, or understanding to do what? To uplift their mind, body, and soul, to understand what's really going on. These same individuals are using people as cattle. I need for us to understand that. Yes. So, what do we do here? What do we do here when our future are plagued, when not have emotional movement upon their mind, when our future are plagued with drugs and alcohol and games and guns in our neighborhood? What are the solutions? What are the solutions? The solutions is in your very home. Future. It's in your very home. It's in your very self. It's in your very DNA. You have the potential. You have the gifts. And you have the benefits to transcend yourself and your square and your circle and master yourself to bring about what? Change in your community. Change in yourself. Change in your boys. Change in your environment. You have that. Yo, what you talking about? Yo, awesome, what you talking about? I'm talking about the technology that you have. The ability that you have. You are an artist. You can design clothes. You can fix cars. You can fix TVs. You can fix computers. You can actually build them without even going to a school. It's inside your DNA. It's inside your, right, your very mind, body, and soul. It's been passed upon you from generations and generations and generations. And individuals want to keep you dumb, deaf, and blind and talk about poverty and create poverty and create poverty and create these certain things which is afflicting us. Like I said, it's a big difference between what? Between when the Creator tests you and when mankind afflict you with pain and poverty and everything else. And on these major platforms, you have individuals thinking that is a joke. They use this time as people don't have the skills, don't have the insight, spiritual insight to unravel these certain things, to getting themselves out of darkness, triple darkness, and triple blindness, and triple dumb, deaf, and blind. Do you understand that? This is no disrespect. So this is procreated in our communities to keep individuals oppressed and depressed. It's an actual fact. And I'm going to see what the Alpha Omega says, right? What did he say about going through this? What did he say? What did he say? What solutions that he have given mankind, right? What's the difference between being afflicted with pain and suffering and poverty, while people raise the rent up, and the food and everything else, while keeping minimum wage where it's at? It makes no sense. So the Alpha he said this. He said, this is chapter 2, verse 155 to 556. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. He said, Wa la nablu wa nakum in min nal khafi wal ju'i wa nas. See, nafs. Nafs is your soul. It's your soul. Different between your spirit, the ruh. These are two different things. Two different creations of the Alpha Omega. The nafs, because everything in existence have nafs. Everything have a soul. Everything has a soul, but everything don't have a spirit. The spirit is the Alpha Omega, and the Alpha Omega is it, but with limitations. Limitations is actually him. The actual true fact, right? It says, Wa nafsin min nal wali wal anfusi wa shamarat wal basiri sabirin. Ladina idha asabahu musibatu faqlu innallaha wa inna ilayhim raji'un. He said, be sure we will test you with something of fear and hunger, some loss in good or lives or fruits of your toil. But give glad time to those who patiently preserve and persevere. Then he said, who say when afflicted, when calamity, to the Almighty we belong, and to him we is our turn. Footnotes, it says, the patient perseverance and prayer mentioned in this last verse is not merely a passive. It is active, striving in the way of truth, which is the way of the Almighty. Such striving is the spinning of oneself in the Almighty's way, neither through our property or through our own lives or the lives of those nearest and dearest to us. It may be the loss of all the fruits of our lifetime labor, not only in material good, but in some intellect or moral gain, some position which seems in our eye to be what? Desirable in itself, but which we must cheerfully sacrifice if necessary for the cause. With such sacrifice, our apparent loss may be our real gain. He that loses his life may really gain it in reward of fruits that seem lost. He that may gain what? His previous life. That previous life. We know the previous life that the Alpha Omega, the Creator, is talking about. We know that. I don't know who you talk about. Doesn't Sean 46:89? He didn't fulfill any Masonic prophecy, therefore he is not the Messiah. I don't know who you're talking about. Jesus isn't the Messiah. Oh, you saying Jesus isn't the Messiah? Okay, but we're not talking about Jesus here. We're not talking about Jesus. We're talking about poverty. People are afflicted with poverty. We know that poverty and pain and suffering can be afflicted by our own hands, or it could be afflicted by other people, or it could be what a test from the Alpha Omega. This is an actually true fact. So we are here trying to tell a difference. What is the difference of the Alpha Omega afflicting you with these certain things? A test of fear of hunger, some loss in good life and fruit in your toil, in your labor. What is the difference? Because mankind has a free will to afflict certain things upon you. Is it from the Alpha Omega, or is from the free will of mankind to afflict you and your family with pain and suffering? It's the difference. It's a difference there. And these are the questions that is presented to us as what? Human being. I'm sorry. What book is that? This is the Holy Quran. This is the Holy Quran. This is the Yusuf translation. I recommend that you get the Yusuf translation. Right? Okay, cool. Now, so the thing is that when you have people that's in authority that purposely afflict people with pain and suffering and heartache. Like for example, the Creator knows. He knows what people will do, right? He knows this, right? So the thing is that He's preparing those that He has chosen to walk His narrow road, the path. The thing is that many are called, but only a few are chosen. Many are called, but only a few are chosen to walk the narrow path. Right? And when you are chosen and you walk in that narrow path, it is your job and duty to spread out the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to save the people in yourself. To bring the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from the spiritual realm, from the spiritual realm, from the spiritual realm. If Isa isn't the Messiah, then Islam isn't true neither. You proposing the questions, I have to talk about that topic later on. I'm going to get into that, but I need to make my point. I need to address what I'm addressing because people need to know the difference. And we got to stop pointing the finger at the Alpha Omega. I'm going to answer that question later on about Jesus, Esau. I'm going to answer that later on. Okay, but this is not the time to answer that. Okay? I'm going to answer all that later on. I'm going to answer all of that later on. I'm going to answer that. Actually, I did answer that. If you subscribe to me, right, you will go inside some of my my videos. I answer a thing about Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. I'm going to get off the topic, right? I'm going to get off the topic. All of these ways of life came after the flood of Noah. Peace and blessings be upon him. Scriptures and everything else came after. Scriptures and everything else came after the flood of Noah. Judaism, everything, all of it came after the flood of Noah. So what was before scriptures? What was before Christians, Jews, and Muslims? What was here before? What was the teachings? What was the accurate knowledge that came before, right? These ways of life. That came after the flood of Noah. Scriptures, right? No. So, what came before scriptures And all of these prophets and messengers that came after, right? An abundance to mankind of the flood. What was there before? It was belief and non-belief. There wasn't no scriptures. Okay, the people actually talked to the supreme being, right? Telepathically, and used telekinesis and sign language. The talk was forbidden back then. It was forbidden. It was forbidden to talk. It was forbidden. Language came about, all that came about after the flood. You see, once we understand this and get the accurate knowledge and truth on how things go, then you can define yourself and understand who you are. And I need for us to understand that's an actual true fact. Now, I just said that all of these ways of life came after the flood. Scriptures came after that. And who were the people that was in existence at the time? It was melanated people. It was melanated people. Before the flood, the earth was one. Everything was one. Unbelief came later on. Unbelief, because there was nothing belief. So unbelief became later on. Confusion, he said it in scriptures. Confusion in the splitting of mankind came later on because mankind differed and was fighting among each other. That came later on. But the objective was to what? It's to do what? It's to be one. So I need for us to understand that. But I'm not trying to get into the topic to talk about this. I'm going to talk about that later on. Thank you so much. I want to revisit that topic. You have individuals that procreate this right here, what we're talking about. Food shortage, lack of education, lack of resources, and keep it for themselves. That's an actual fact. Even though that the Creator placed these things upon the earth for justice and balance. Justice and balance. And there's people that's not robbing with justice and balance. They're not robbing with what? What are they not robbing with? Justice and balance. They're not robbing with equality. They're not robbing with equality. They not. They don't believe in equality for all. Justice and balance for all. They don't. So they afflict certain people in certain civilization with the benefits that was here for mankind and take it and destroy it for mankind. This is an actual fact, and this may cause poverty. This may cause a lot of things that we see, catastrophic things that's going around in the earth, period. So this is part one. I'm going to do a part two. I want you guys to have an amazing day, and I thank you so much for being here. You didn't have to be here. You took the time out, right? You took the time out to watch one of the dopest channels. The dopest channels on YouTube. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to be here. So I appreciate it. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe to the dopest channel on YouTube. Yes. So you guys have an amazing day. This is part one. I'm going to come back with part two. Peace, y'all. Peace.